I know what you're thinking, Doug. Another View episode? Well, this isn't technically, it's technically on The View, but it's Rachel Maddow. Okay. This is about what Rachel Maddow says. The View are just kind of a funny background. And the last one I did with Ann Navarro, that wasn't on The View either. She was a guest on Bill Maher. So it's only fair. I'm pulling people, all the talent in, all these liars from all these different sources to make one giant humor sandwich that we can laugh at. As Rachel Maddow here she has no plan to help Joe Biden win, but she's going to pretend like she does. She's going to tell you, do this, which is pretty much keep doing the same thing and then hope he wins. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. We're here in exile together. And that's why we have more fun all the way to the election day. I try to make politics entertaining and fun. I try to give you pretty positive stories about culture, defending conservatives and attacking liberals with the best fire hose I can think of. Spray them right in the face, like when a dog is caught whizzing on the carpet. Let's watch a little bit of The View.
Rachel, I want to ask you a provocative question because I respect your take on these things so much.
Said no one ever.
You and I share the belief that Donald Trump's a threat to democracy, our institutions. I don't know that the stakes have been this high in modern history in a presidential election.
That's weird because all of us say the same thing, that the stakes have never been higher. They believe Trump is the end of democracy, and I believe Biden is the end of democracy. So everyone agrees it's the end of democracy, guys. Welcome to the season finale of the United States of America right here on YouTube. Welcome to the last election we'll ever have right here in the United States of America. That you said, no, actually, Trump's going to save us. And they're going, no, Biden's going to save us. They're going to try to, can you believe, have you watched the videos of Biden? They're trying to push that guy down your throat for 4 more years. They're telling you this is a valid, good plan for America. That guy, Biden, who doesn't even know what room he's in. And by the way, they've done polling on this. Most people expect he will die in the next term, like he won't be able to finish the term. That's not mean to say. He's so in decline that it just looks like he's not going to make it. And I wish him nothing but long life and even longer life, I should say. But that means that really the Democrats, when they say like democracy is over or that Trump is a huge existential threat, they're saying the valid plan is to give the nuclear codes to Biden, who doesn't know where he is, or give them to Kamala Harris, probably the simplest person who has ever held public office.
Yet I'm skeptical of polls. We all are. Trump continues to outperform Biden in key battleground states. Is there a world in which Democrats should have a backup plan for Joe Biden?
And this one I found funny because Rachel's going like, wait, what do you mean a backup plan? You mean a backup plan? Like in Pulp Fiction? No, Rachel Maddow fundamentally doesn't quite get at what Sarah Farrah Griffin or whatever is getting at, because she means just like, look, Biden's in big trouble. And Rachel Maddow is not acknowledging that he's in trouble. She's like, what do you mean a backup plan? Backup plan to what? What's going wrong with Biden?
A backup plan.
If he needed to be replaced on the ticket. If we're 3 months out and Trump's still beating him in Michigan, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Arizona, North Carolina.
I like how you can't even name enough states because Trump is beating Biden in so many places. Michigan, Arizona, North Carolina, Guam, Timbuktu, Fresno, California, Hawaii. It's just a name because Trump is just smoking Biden everywhere. That she's going like, if he's still beating him in like 800 states, are we going to still run this guy?
I mean, I think the backup plan is run a better campaign, right?
Yes, they have no plan. Run a better campaign. How can you run a better campaign with all of media on your side? Robert De Niro coming out singing Joe's praises. Jack Black, one of the cool Hollywood guys, comes out. Joe Biden's my man. Julia Roberts coming out. There's cool Barack Obama. There's my man. MSNBC, CNN, Jimmy Kimmel, all of the late night talk show hosts. Go Joe Biden, you're our man. And they're going, we need to run a better we need to do better than this.
I don't, there's no reason that Joe Biden's record as a president is a very, very strong record. I mean, we are the economic envy of the world.
Oh, and that's why there's no problem. Just keep her, she has no plan. Just keep going down that path. I want Rachel Maddow to keep saying it. I want Democrats to keep doubling down on what they do. She's going, Joe Biden's record is so good. His record is not what's wrong. He doesn't have to change what he's doing. I'm going, if his economic record's so good, why is he failing everywhere? It is not because he wears ugly ties. Okay. People have a general self-interest going, I want to survive. I like my country. I want to hand my stuff to my kids. I want to make some money. I want to be able to buy my groceries. And they're going, under your economic plan, Joe Biden, you failed. You had one job and we're kicking you out. Rachel Maddow disagrees. She's like, hey, his policy, his record, sterling.
Doesn't mean our economy is perfect, but literally we are the envy of the world. We've got a better situation than anybody.
Which, by the way, is saying nothing. We've always been the envy of the world. By the way, Compton, go to the worst neighborhood in Fresno with like rebar sticking out and graffiti everywhere. It's still better than the rest of the world. It's better than most of the world because we have an economic engine. We have more freedoms than most places in the world. It'd be very hard to find a country that has, for instance, more free speech than us. We're angry that it's getting taken back or angry that we're being spied on or being punished for it. But it's nothing compared to the punishments of what you get in like Africa, you know, in some areas of Germany, in London, if you're praying in front of a clinic, in Canada, if you're driving truck. I mean, so her saying like, we're the envy of the world. By the way, yes, we're the envy of the world. And it's not because of Joe Biden. Okay. He didn't do it. The American people did it.
Got unemployment rates that we haven't seen in generations. We've got economic growth that any major country in the world would kill for.
Yeah, but that's not the information that they're getting on Fox.
But it's true.
Joy Behar, that's not the information they're getting on Fox News. Yeah, Joy Behar, as if Fox News, which has about like one, maybe 1/10 of the footprint. They're on ABC. The View is. Like Fox has like nowhere near their footprint. And she's going like Fox News, the disinformation, they're winning the information war. You know what they want to do is set up a government to stop any speech against this regime, the Biden regime.
Biden hasn't been disqualified from running for the presidency by anything having to do with any of his performance. It's just that it's going to be a tough fight. Yeah. And so I think the backup plan is fight harder.
Okay, good. Fight harder. I like that. It's going to be a tough plan. Tough fight. Trump, who has probably more negative media against him than any other candidate ever. And then Biden has the lowest ratings. That is, he is actually hated more than anyone, not because of peer pressure or people telling you to, but because they actually have a realistic opinion of the man. People don't have a realistic opinion of Trump. All of his accomplishments have been buried. All of his negative points have been presented to you. And all of Joe Biden's negative points have been buried or hidden or denied. And all his positive points, I can't even think of one. Maybe that he gave away student loans. I'm told that he's supposed to be better on pro-life. I mean, on abortion, on women's healthcare rights. I don't believe it. I just don't believe. I don't believe anything positive. Because no one's looking at what he is doing and saying, he did it better than Trump. What did he do better than Trump? Screw over Israel better than Trump? Blow up the southern border? Did he open up the southern border better than Trump? Yeah, he did that. He did not close the southern border better than Trump. Trump had Mexico. He was going to build the wall and have Mexico pay for it.
Yeah. The backup plan is make sure you win the Senate. The backup plan is people should volunteer earlier and do more and give more money and do all of those things. And there's no reason, I think, to have it be, there be this fantasy that Biden's not the president and that Biden isn't the nominee. He is and he's going to be. And I think that's a fixed variable.
That's a fantasy on you, Griffin, that he is the candidate, they say. I think Rachel thinks they're going to double down on Biden. Look, guys, end of the month, that the debates are coming up. It's going to be over. People are going to see Biden and go, it's over. Who they replace him with, and then Rachel Maddow will have to come back out and give you even more frothy, teary lies. She's going to say that I had no idea we were going to replace Biden. Guys, they're going to replace Biden. If they're behind in those 6 swing states, and they are, and they continue to be, and that debate does not turn things around, this will be the single most watched presidential debate probably in 40 years. They have to replace him. Now, I need you to subscribe to get me flying over 500,000 subscribers. I want you on the team. Thanks, guys. It really helps us out. I don't thank you enough. I'm Doug in Exile.